What happened to the Bitcoin spot ETF approval yesterday? First, it was approved. Then, a couple of minutes later, it was not approved anymore, and the Bitcoin price did some weird price action, having negative consequences for a lot of traders in the market. So, what has happened and why has it happened? Let's discuss. Hey everyone, it's the Patient Hodler coming at you with a quick video update summing up what has happened yesterday, and we're going to talk about why it most likely happened. We're going to put on some tinfoil hat and theorize a little bit, but let's start first out with what has happened. So as you can see here, this is the tweet that has already been removed by the SEC, and it said, today the SEC grants approval for Bitcoin ETFs for listing on all registered national security exchanges. The approved Bitcoin ETFs will be subject to ongoing surveillance and compliance measures to ensure continued investor protection. And with this relatively official looking logo, right? First of all, I have to say this text is well written and it sounds official. And before I was retweeting it directly, so to say, I was at least checking if there's nothing weird about the account. So I saw the official logo and everything was all right in my eyes. And so did many other people. But then Gary Gensler came out and said the SEC GovX account was compromised and an unauthorized post was posted. The SEC has not approved the listing and trading of spot Bitcoin exchange traded products. So this was only 3-4 minutes later, or a couple of minutes after the original tweet has been sent. So what is he saying here? He says the SEC Gov account, the government account, has been hacked. So he says that this back and forth now, so he is basically taking this whole thing after 10 minutes back, is because the account has been compromised, has been hacked. Very interesting development there, and that led to a price cascade. Now here we can see that all leveraged longs on the upper side and the lower side at to the direction of 48,000 and 46,000 have been wiped out by this price behavior that followed. Let's look at the price behavior a little bit more, but we can already say that the leveraged longs here and here have been wiped out. So we see exactly at this point the SEC tweets that Bitcoin approves Bitcoin spot ETFs were approved. Okay, so the price pumps and then it falls back down, and then Gary Gensler says the SEC account was hacked and it was stabilized afterwards, the price. So the goal of wiping out everything, if that was the goal, but this is theory number one in my opinion, was achieved within minutes. This is the 1 minute chart here. And then SEC regains control in quotation of their account, deletes the original, and then the SEC tweets they were hacked and have not approved ETFs. So let's talk a little bit about the theories to this. Because first of all, the first theory is that these leveraged longs had to be wiped out, and I think this was about $100 million of leveraged longs. Okay, there's one theory. The second theory, or the closest to official theory, where the SEC is not really at fault, is that this was a scheduled tweet that should come out today at the point of you seeing this video, and it has been wrongfully scheduled, and now it came out a day earlier. I really don't believe too much in this. It could have happened, but I don't really believe that it was only and just that. And then there's a theory that this was a test of how the market behaves. So maybe it wasn't then the SEC themselves, but someone really compromised the account and launched this tweet to see how the market would behave if it was approved. So they know that a hacked account tweet would then be taken back within minutes. And we see that from the launch of the tweet, we had a quick pump, but then we dumped back down without any further reason, because only here Gary Gensler says the SEC account was hacked. So actually this would have been somewhat of a sell the news event here that we are seeing, because how would people know between here and here that the account was hacked, right? So that definitely, also would then imply that there could be other actors in the market, and that this was in fact a test for the market to see how it behaves. And for us, it's also a test because we know now that more likely than not, when it is approved, it leads to a sell the news event, at least in the very, very, very short term. And it also shows us that trading with leverage in such uncertain times could be very problematic. Overall, it was a nerve-wracking event, as you can see here. People were posting and people were really angry about all of that. But overall, I think that this is outright market manipulation. So I think the first theory of the SEC themselves having wiped out longs and so on could be actually the most likely, and that means that the people that claim to protect investors actually got leveraged investors wrecked and harmed the trust in the SEC, if that was the case, right? These are all allegations, but overall, that is what I believe has happened. Now, the big question will be now if they use this as a basis of or for extending that timeline to approve the real spot Bitcoin ETF, something like, hey, we need now time to investigate, and the market needs to calm down, and yada yada, something like that. Also, a very distant and far away theory that has been placed, but I don't want to neglect it to mention here, is that they themselves showed how easy the price of Bitcoin can be manipulated to then, on the basis of that, reject the Bitcoin ETF. I think that's a very wild theory, because that would be also incriminating the SEC at the same time, and they would have to slap themselves with a lawsuit. So I don't really think that this is the case. Nevertheless, let me know in the comments below what you think is the case. Which of these theories do you think is correct? And if you like these quick updates, then please smash up the like button as well. And until then, I see you at Crypto Morning Coffee every morning and in the next video updates. Wherever you are on the world, have yourselves a great morning, evening, day, or afternoon. And I see you in the next video.